Let's start with the car. Why did you buy it? Why did you buy a 34?
I've always loved 34s. I mean, it's the cliche thing to love them since Fast and Furious, which is the unfortunate truth there, but I've always loved them. I mean, the GTRs are cool, the coupes are cool, but the four doors just hit different. It's just it's had a much better look to the four door. They just look a little bit more aggressive, and you can store a little bit more in them, and you can come out with the homies. The homies can jump in and go party with you.
Yeah, that's what we like. I love it. Why a four door then?
It's just more practical. It's just a lot more practical. They're just, like I said, you can get your mates and you can go for a drive, but also if you're going anywhere on holiday or you take it on a road trip, you can store so much more in there. You've got the big boot anyway, but you can just chuck whatever's left on the back seats, and it just makes it's a no-brainer really. It just makes sense just to have a little bit more. Plus a fast saloon is just another level of cool.
Oh yeah, and this thing is fast.
Oh yeah, she's spicy. She's got a hot tune.
I love it. Just had an engine rebuild there, didn't you?
Yes, it started off with a conversation between me and Jack at HP Works. He was like, bring it down, we'll see what we can do. So we compression tested it, and it ended up being an unhealthy 25.
Right.
So 5 and 6 were low. They're low across all 6, but 5 and 6 were really low. Yeah. So we were debating whether just to do a normal rebuild and get it back up and you know, push for a little bit more, but then we got talking, and he basically just said, if you're going to do it once. And it escalated into a full build. So top end and bottom end has been fully built. The head's been a little bit ported, nothing crazy, just you know, like port match to like bigger gaskets and stuff. Yeah. Then it's got Kelford springs and retainers, Tomei cams, CP pistons, Manley rods, and then all the machine work to match it, sort of thing. Yeah, nice. And then it decided on what inlet manifolds, because I didn't want to run the stupid inlet manifold that runs over the top, that's ugly, it doesn't look right. I always wanted a forward flacing, and then decided that we're going to go down the route of fly-by-wire. So we went fly-by-wire route and decided to go for a Porsche throttle body. I think it's a 68mm off the top of my head. And then it just started escalating on.
They always do.
Always does. Decided obviously went to top mount, wanted the external wastegate. Went for a Pulsar G3770. And then when I pulled the engine out to give it to the boys to start stripping down and building and whatnot, I decided I'll get the car up in the air, take all the frames and everything off, and as I was taking the fuel tank out, I broke the sender unit. So I said to Jack, like, what do I do? Do I source another one? Can you fix this? He's like, well, you can fix it, but it's still gonna be 20-year-old wiring in the day. It's, you know, it's an old plastic piece of kit. So he's like, oh, billet. They do a billet one, and you know, it's a kind of fit and forget. And when he said that, I was like, that's exactly what I want. I want it to just, you know, go in and not have to worry about it ever again. And so it's running a full billet fuel system and then AN lines from back to front now, so it's basically brand new.
I love it. It started off as an auto, didn't it?
Yeah, so it came out of the factory as an auto NA. Nothing special, basically a taxi, what it would have been, and then some
crazy. This thing could be a taxi.
Yeah, it's meant that this would have been a taxi at some point, but then one point in its life, it decided to turn into a parts car. So it had a RB20 deck gearbox with a stager bottom end, 34 Neo head, and a Series 1 33 turbo. So it was like a car they threw together just to get out of the country, sort of thing, just like what they had left lying around. And yeah, when I got it, it was running a non-turbo loom, so it didn't actually have the boost plugged in. So as soon as it came on boost, it would cut out. The man at the ECU was like, what do I do? Where is this extra load coming from, sort of thing. So yeah, it decided to be a parts car. I saw it pop up on Marketplace. I was like, yeah, that's it, that's the car. I went and looked at a couple more, looked at one down in Callington, and the guy took me out in it. In a second, it was like on the road, and it wasn't even warmed up. It was just smashing limiter, sliding it around. I was like, I know the life this car's lived.
For sure.
And when I got to this was ridiculously clean. Like it was barely played with, other than like the swap and the gearbox and that. It was on wheels and coilovers. That was as most of it was done. It was completely stock on interior and exterior. So
I guess going to this extent, like, you know, you want like a clean base, don't you?
Yeah, I wanted something to start with that I know that wasn't played around with too much. and it was just the perfect base for me to just work off of, because it was so untouched and unplayed around with. I knew that everything that was going to be done is done by me or someone I know I trust.
I guess you know you could do it well as well.
Exactly, yeah. So it was never going to be to this extent, but it is now.
So all build good scale.
Yeah, it really is.
Mental.
It really is.
Why this colour?
So this is actually the colour of my first car.
Right, okay.
And I waited 6 years to put it on the colour of a car, because I built another Civic after my first car, and I wanted to do it in that, but I thought I don't want to do a respray in a Honda colour. Yeah. Because in my mind, there's no point in doing a respray in a factory colour, because it would obviously would have come from the factory. So this, when I got this, I was like, this is the colour for it, because there wasn't many I saw. There wasn't much in bright-ish colours other than like a yellow, but then they come in factory yellow. So I thought this is the right colour to have something like this.
I agree.
Thank
you. I also really like the bonnet.
Yeah, so the bonnet was an impulse buy. It was
right, okay.
It was a Friday night, and I was looking on Marketplace, and it got listed like an hour or two before. And I messaged the guy, and I was like, "Can I come down and see it?" He's like, "Yeah, no worries." It's like, it's rough. It's got a, like, it had lack appeal, like as all carbon bonnets do. He's like, "Oh, you're probably going to need to like fully colour change it." So I went down there. It was literally put up on a tyre outside in a random like truck industrial unit, and I saw it and I was like, that's not that bad. I got up closer, and it was literally, all it was just like minor little bits of lacquer just lifting off the top coat. Right. So I got it still at 450, so I'm very happy with the price of it. Got it back, got it straight into my work, and I thought, all right, let's paint it now. I thought, why am I
straight away?
Straight away, literally. I got back at like 9 o'clock and just went straight in the workshop and started prepping it, masked it up, and I was just going to paint the full bonnet originally, but then my manager said, "Oh, why don't you, try and paint fade it?" Yeah. I've never really done anything like that, so I thought I'll give it a go, and it's led to having people say I ran out of paint in the middle of the bonnet.
I think it's very niche, isn't it?
It is very niche. It's starting to become, I've noticed it, a lot of people are doing it now, fading their carbon into their paint. So it's nice to see people doing it. Yeah. Like, like starting to like see the thought process behind it, because it's something different. It's something that people don't do. A lot of people will like hardline round like a feature of the bonnet, like a vent or so on and so forth. So yeah, it's good to see people wanting to join and see the potential in fading. Oh, for sure. I love it. So engine wise, how much power did it make when you got to the dyno? So we made 511 at 1.4 bar, 1.3, 1.4 bar, and 360 foot-pounds of torque, which is quite a low figure in terms of torque wise. But we had restrictions with the manifold and so on and so forth. So Al down at HP was there for a number like 2-3 hours just trying to fettle it and like finalize it and smooth it out. And it ended up making 511. Which is a really linear power band. It doesn't come on, it doesn't want to blow the tyres off. Like, it is such a happy number for the car. The car is so content with it. It's not trying to rip itself apart. And it's it's a really nice build. Like, the boys down at Bob Dove Motorsports built the engine at such a phenomenal grade. Like, I can't fault them in any way, shape or form. They've done such an amazing job building the engine. That's awesome. Putting it all in. Mikey done amazing fab work on all the intercooler piping, the downpipe and the wastegate and stuff. And yeah, he done such a brilliant job there. So they fabbed and did like everything, put the engine in, built it. He done all the fab mounts for the intercooler, made a custom catch can as well, tucked it out the way, nice and behind a headlight. And done all the pipe work, done the downpipe pipe work to match up with the original exhaust I had. And because it was all when I went to this turbo, it's all V-band. Right. So yeah, you've done such an amazing job doing all the fab work. That's awesome. Sounds like it come together well though. Yeah, certainly. It came together a lot better. When it went down to hell, when it started getting all plumbed up and everything, and they started doing all the oil lines, fuel lines and whatnot, and like all the boost like for the mat valve and that, they made like a lovely custom billet valve holder up at the top. Oh, I've seen that. That's cool. It's so nice. Like, they've done such an amazing job. When it was down there, it was like, right, this is serious now. This is like really serious. They've done like a really lovely all cooler, like tucked away back there. Like they've done such a nice job. Like I was just like, yeah, this is going to be serious now. Did they do all the way front to back? Yeah. All the lines of the car? Yeah. So when I'd done the billet fuel system, they done AN lines all the way from the fuel rail all the way back to the tank, ran them in the OEM places, and done such a nice job tucking it up out the way along the chassis where it would have ran originally with all the original fuel lines. So such a nice job. That's cool. Yeah. I love it.
So, Widearch Kit. Let's go on to that.
Yeah, so the story behind the Widearch, it isn't as gleam and glam as it looks. Right. So I had a little bit of a mishap on a country road and ran out of talent, needless to say.
Right, okay.
I thought I was Billy Big Bollocks, and yeah, I crashed it into a bank. And it was so bad, it shifted the quarter and a bit of the boot floor, and it had to be jigged.
Right.
It jigged up absolutely beautifully. Like I had an original bumper at the time to use it as a marking point for a jig, and it matted up perfectly. So there was minimal like filler and repairs in that sense. But I've always wanted this kit from Ken Newmakin's original Uras car. Yeah. I've always loved it. When I played it on Gran Turismo 4 when I was a kid, like I always loved that car. So when I got the opportunity to get one of these cars, and especially find one of these kits, shout out to Fiberworks for making the kit, because they've done such an amazing job. The fitment on it is brilliant.
Did they make it from scratch?
Yeah. So what they have, they got a mould, and then they fettle the mould around and get it bang on. And yeah, they've done such an amazing job of getting the kit to fit so well. I thought I want that kit one day, and when I crashed it, I was just like, now's the time. Now's the time, because as much as the car is a mint shell, there was minimal, like there was a little bit of surface rust. I mean, it's 25 years, 26 years old now, so there was a minimal rust. And I thought, you know what, it is a clean shell, but it's been crashed in the day, so I was like, it's the perfect time to chop the arches and put the kit on and get it to the point where I've always wanted it to.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, it looks so aggressive and so aggy when it's on the road.
Awesome stance as well.
Yeah.
Wheels. The wheels.
Wheels, they're my dream wheels. They are the ultimate end goal wheel for this car. Right.
Were you planning on those wheels before you bought it?
As soon as I got the car, I was like, that's the wheel I want. I've always had a thing for these wheels, but they didn't make them small enough for the Civic. Right. Okay. So I couldn't buy anything small enough. So I always wanted a set of these, and I was searching for 3.5 years to get these wheels, these certain like spec and like style wheels. Yeah. And I messaged my friend Michael Amos, who runs Outsiders Auto. I was like, this is what I want. This is the rough spec. So I said to him 9.5, 10.5. So this is a rough spec, and this is like my rough budget. And he was just like, all right, no worries, I'll have a look. And literally 3 or 4 days later, it was like a random Tuesday. He's like, oh, these have just been put up for auction. I was like, he sent me into it, like they're 10.5 all round, ET11, ET16. It was just like, oh, they come with tyres as well. Like, what was your budget be? He's like, what's the bid on? It's like, oh, it's like £800. I was like, yeah, what's the buyout? And he told me, I was just like, yeah, buy them now.
Do it.
Do it.
Right now.
I'm not hesitating, buy them.
That's awesome.
So I sent the money, bid it, won it. It got sent to his little storage unit or storage yard in Japan. And at the same time, I wanted the drag wing, the Uras drag wing. And that, I was going to buy that pre-COVID because I bought the spoiler pre-COVID. Right. It was like £80 to ship over. And after COVID, like the spoiler ended up being like 3 times the amount what the spoiler is just to ship it over. So I was like, it was a perfect time. So I bought that as well at the same time, put it in the same container. And it landed late 2023. I ordered it like early 2023, landed late 2023, and both wheels and spoiler come unscathed in the unit, best in a shipping container. And it was the best delivery ever.
Oh, I bet. Interior?
Interior is, it's, I would say an acquired taste, but it's a modern take. So I stripped the whole interior out. Yeah. Took all the door cards and everything apart. Literally, I stripped it all down to just bare everything. Yeah. And I Alcantara wrapped all the panels. So all the pillars, the dashboard, the center console, all the roof lining, all the pillars. I had bride seats, bought those in 2021 during lockdown. Yeah. And I always wanted to do something with the rear seats, and I never could think what. And I've bought bride fabric, and I thought, right, what if I look at getting them reupholstered? So I messaged a few people, someone contacted me and said, oh yeah, we'll reupholster your rear seats, not an issue. So I've sourced them in the bride fabric, and they matched the outer fabric to the front seats with the red stitching in like the closest thing they could find, and it is basically identical. It is ridiculous. It
does a factory, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks ridiculous, and they added extra foam in the rear seats as well, so the rear seats are like mini buckets. Oh, okay. So it's really comfortable as well.
No way. I'd sit in it a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Have a seat and you'll see the extra fabric. It is that's amazing. Ridiculous. So,
what about your steering wheel?
Steering wheel. So I originally had a Nardi in there, and it done the job. It was nice, but it didn't suit and it didn't flow with the interior, especially when I wrapped it all. Yeah. And then I seen that a company called Do Not Disturb Interior, D&D Interior, they collabed with Uras, And I was like, oh, okay. And then they released the wheel, and it was perfect. Like it's Uras what the car is. It's black suede, which is what the interior is, and it's not a deep dish wheel. It's sort of a medium dish. It isn't like with the seating position in the car. It's all custom rails. Yeah. I wanted it to my position, and the deep dish gnarly wheel was a little bit too close. So it was just a little bit uncomfortable. Right. So that when I got that, and I found it wasn't deep dish, and like how deep it, like how like shallow it was perfect, and it just flows so well with the interior.
Oh, it's perfect steering wheel.
Oh, it just suits it down to a T. Like it just looks period correct as well. Great. So I needed something to stop the thing. She's a big girl, and she's gonna have a little bit more power. So I needed something a bit more grunt. So I was searching. I couldn't find anything I wanted, and then I stumbled across 350Z brakes. Right. And I read a few forums, went back and forth, and I thought some people said it bolt on, some people said it don't. So I thought I took it on a whim. And there was a guy selling a set with rotors, pads, and calipers. And I thought, you know what, sod it. Right, let's go for it. Let's jump on it. Got my friend up in Kent to go pick him up for me. She picked him up from Goodwood. We met halfway. And I was expecting to be a right kerfuffle, but bolted straight up.
That's mad.
No hassle, bolted straight up, and they work very well.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, I want, definitely.
Because you painted them as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so I wanted to do a colour on them that wasn't too dark or too bright. I didn't want it to blend and contrast with the car. So I decided to go with grey, but it's not any old grey. That is the colour of an R34 Skyline. That is charcoal grey, KH2. I'm a painter, so don't ask why I know colour codes like that.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so I decided to go with that because it's sort of like heritage to the car and like Nissan itself. And I thought, oh, you know what? Like, it goes well. It goes with the wheels as well. It kind of ties it in quite nicely with Brembo stickers, because they are Brembo from factory. I've got Brembo stickers and then clear coat them in. Right,
that's awesome. Talking about painting, you painted this whole car, didn't you?
Did, yeah. So by trade, I'm a painter. I painted this in 2021. The 2020, sorry. So yeah, 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years ago this year. Wow. And it wasn't just an outside, so I took all the doors off, all the boot off. I've done all the door shuts, all the back of the doors, all the back of the boot, everything. Exterior and returns all have been done in the same colour as the car. And
so basically the whole thing now?
Yeah, whole thing bar the interior of the boot now. Yeah, so obviously the bay's done, the underneath's done, all the door shuts and everything are done. It's just literally inside the boot. It's not.
You gonna do?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I will do. There will be a time where I'll pull it all out and I'll just paint the inside of the boot for no apparent reason, because no one will ever see it. Just because I will and because I can. A good friend of mine, Rob Burns, sold me his old Blitz nurse spec exhaust, so it's just very period correct to the car. Yeah. Nice big Jap cannon. It suits the car. It's been made to be on an angle so you can see the nurse spec logo on the side when you're looking at the back, and then when the flames come out, it comes on an angle. So obviously it's got to be, you know, somewhat of a chav in some aspects. But
yes,
it's I wanted a period correct exhaust to suit the styling of the car as well. So I had shotguns on it originally. Wasn't too, like, they look cool, they were brilliant, but it didn't just suit the car the way I wanted to go. And then when Rob offered me that, I was like, that's perfect for what I want. And it just ties everything in, especially the back end wise. It just fills that big hole that you get with the Widearch kit. So,
and it sounds awesome.
And it sounds brilliant.
We'll show you now. So, future and, wow, what have you done with the car? Like,
so,
where have you been with it?
Yeah, so I bought this in 2019, and in 2020 I painted it, got it on bags, turned it into a show car in quotations. And with that, going to different shows, speaking to different people, I got a few fingers and pies. And I got a message from Brucey's producer. So Brucey, the music artist, and he was like, would you want your car in a music video? I was like, that's fine. I was like, funny enough, we're shooting it now, we're in Torquay, can you be around in like 2 hours? I was like, no worries. So I got 3 of my boys in on it, we drove down to Torquay. It was a random car park in the sports centre. Next minute, Brucey turns up in a rental car with his photographer, well, his photographer and all his little entourage and whatnot. And yeah, this has been featured in that music video. It's called Mesmerise is the song. And then a couple of years later, I got another message from the same producer. He's like, oh, I'm doing another music video. Would you be interested? I was like, yeah, no worries. So it's two guys called Parallel and Kaizen. It was like a little story they made with the video. It was brilliant. And then I got invited up to London. It was central London. It was like an old abandoned building, so we got the cars in an old abandoned building with lots of wood and choreographing and whatnot, parts it in like literally a half broken down building. And then when we got there was just full-blown camera crew, there was catering crew, like this was like a full choreograph, like proper dancing set, like this was like proper big production, like actual music video. And
did you know that was happening before you went up there?
I didn't know it was going to be to that extent. I thought it was going to be similar to Brucey's, where we turn up, do a bit of filming, and then on our way. But yeah, this was like a full production. Like this was like this was serious. Like they'd done multiple takes, and they'd do the same take but a different angle, and like they were literally, it was ridiculous.
Were you in it as an actor, or was the car the actor?
The car was the actor. I am in it in a cameo. If you can spot me ever so slightly somewhere, I'm hidden away. But yeah, I am kind of in there. They asked me if I wanted to be in it more. I was like, no, I'm all right. But yeah, so the car is sort of like a backlight in the video. I had my when I had orange ambers on, so my lights would be orange in the corner, and it would give it a nice glow in the corner of in the video. So it's in there for quite a lot of the video.
So cool. You've also been Nürburgring with it as well, haven't you?
No, so I'm going to Nürburgring this year.
Oh,
so this year is the year I'm taking this to the ring. Because last year I went with a Civic. Yeah. And this year I've decided I want to take this. I went flat out last year. I had my fun with like trying to push for times last year. This year I just want to go for a road trip and enjoy the journey, enjoy the whole experience. Yeah. I'll take it on a couple of site laps, so I'm not going to go mental because I don't need to. I've got a Civic built for that. I've got a track car, so this is just purely so I could, like I said earlier, this is a big car. I could take so much more luggage. Last year in the Civic, it was a nightmare fitting everything in. I cut the boot floor out in the Civic, so I had no luggage space. I was like, so I need something that's going to be a little bit more easier to just travel around with. So this is perfect for it. Yeah. So
that makes sense. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I don't have
anything else. Well, thank you for coming down.
No worries. Thank you for having me down.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been having a good chat. I mean, it's been a long time coming, really, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, for sure. We should have done this ages ago.
Yeah, we should have.
To be fair, it wouldn't have been in this position.
It would have been in this position, no. So I'm glad we've done it now, where I'm so content with the car, I don't have to worry about it. Like, this is how it is, and it will stay like this. I don't have any plans to change anything in exterior.
When you do, we'll get you back on again.
Yes, when, if.